What is up, guys? TopTierYugioh here, and we have a brand new ban list. I'm not sure if this constitutes as an emergency ban list. It's not effective for a whole nother month, but nonetheless, we do have a new ban list coming soon, so let's go ahead and look at that. And so it's going to be effective June 12th, 2017, so that's a little less than a month away. So we have a little bit of time, but, you know, it is coming. And so the first thing that we're going to see on this list is that Norden is now banned. So thank goodness Konami has been listening to our prayers, because Norden has needed to be banned since about when it came out, because Norden has been just insanely ridiculous. All the plays with instant fusion at first that were just free rank 4s, and then you can make Dweller that had boosted attack, and then you can make Bahamut Shark Toad, and then this whole fusion substitute nonsense. I mean, the existence of Norden, like just its existence, has been just awful for the game in my opinion. So I'm so glad that this is gone finally. So this needed to happen, like absolutely. And like, one thing about the YCS Pittsburgh results, you could look at it as every single deck played Zodiacs, but you could also look at it as every deck played Norden. And so if you take Norden out of that equation, how good is the Zodiac engine now? Like, being splashed in the other decks with just 2 rats, like how good is it now? And that's going to be the question that people will have to ask themselves after this list, and especially going into Nat season. So let's see, there's nothing else that's been banned. So moving on to the limited section, we have Speedroid Terratop. So again, this is another hit to Zodiacs, and so again, people are going to have to ask themselves, how good are the Zodiacs going to be splashing the other decks without Terratop? Because you're not going to just play one, obviously. So without Terratop, without Fusion Substitute, how good is it going to be? And of course, in the pure deck, it's still very good, because you can still like normal summon Rat, send Ram, and then summon Dryden Emerald, and that's like still good and all. But you're not going to be like drawing 5 cards, which is one of the things that made it so valuable in other decks. Like, I played Infernoid Zoo for all of last format. I didn't play the Zodiac engine because Dryden's so good. I mean, Dryden is good, but I played it because I was able to draw like 3-4 cards, and that helped me draw into my Infernoid cards, so it made Infernoids more consistent. I got to draw into my power plays, and it's the same like that in other decks that do play the Zodiac engine. And a lot of times it just lets you draw extra cards, draw into your engine, summon extra monsters, and it really helps you get into your main, like the deck that you're actually trying to play, not Zodiacs. And so it'll be interesting to see how that goes in the future. But now, I was a bigger fan of hitting Invoker versus hitting Speedroid Terratop, because I felt like Speedroid Terratop helped a lot of other decks. So like, if you're playing a Speedroid deck, then Terratop's like immensely important. Or if you're playing Burning Abyss or PK Fire, then it's just good for rank 3s in general. But hitting Invoker is almost specifically used for summoning Rat Period this format. And of course, you could summon other Beast Warrior monsters like Madolches or Subterran Nemesis Warrior, but hey, somebody's got to take an L. And I would have preferred those decks to take it versus rank 3s in general. But hey, it had to happen. And let's see. Next thing that's limited is That Grass Looks Greener. Again, as an Infernoid player, I'm not happy about this. I do not like that grass is limited. And it's not limited in the OCG, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's still at 3 there. But I can see why. Like, grass is a broken card. Like, anything that sends 20 cards from your deck to the graveyard, or more, of course, or less. But it can send, just the advantage that it can produce in the decks that can utilize it, it's insane. It really is sort of unfair. But I think those decks that could utilize grass have their own problems, and I think it sort of balanced itself. I don't think this needed to be limited, because I mean, you're not going to play 60 cards and then just 1 grass. Like, you're just not going to do that. So it might as well be banned. And it's not good enough to be banned, so I think it should have stayed at 3. That's my personal opinion. Let me know if you think grass should have been limited, banned, or still at 3. What do you think about Grass Looks Greener? And so nothing else was limited. There's nothing that's semi-limited, but we do have 3 cards that are going to be removed from the list. And those 3 cards are Performapal, Skullcrobat Joker, Wisdom Eye Magician, and then Pendulum Call. So this is actually huge. All 3 of these are huge, because, in case you guys forgot, Skullcrobat Joker, when normal summon, searches a Performapal Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. Wisdom Eye Magician is when you have another Magician in your Pendulum Zone, and you have Wisdom Eye in your Pendulum Zone, of course. You can destroy Wisdom Eye and then place another Magician from your deck in that Pendulum Zone. So it's pretty good. It pretty much searches another Pendulum skill from your deck and then puts Wisdom Eye in your extra deck, so you can just summon it back. So both of these are actually really, really strong. And then of course you have Pendulum Call, which is sort of notorious because you discard a card, search 2 Magician Pendulum monsters from your deck, add them to your hand, but then your skills can't be destroyed for a whole turn, or until the end of the next turn, I think. And this is really big because it was limited before, but then with Duelist Advent coming out in Maximum Crisis, you're able to search Pendulum cards, or cards with Pendulum in their name. So you can search Pendulum Call, and that's going to give you a free 2 set of scales. So it's going to make your pendulum summons a lot easier if you're playing the magician archetype. And now if you combine this with the new cards that are coming out this summer for the pendulums, like they have like a whole set. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure it's on Konami's website somewhere. So let's see, if we go up to products, I'm sure it's up here. Maybe it's not up here. I think it's I guess it's a booster pack. Yes, here, Pendulum Evolution. So it's gonna be coming out June 23rd, so like 10 days after the release of this new ban list, or when it takes effect. And it's gonna have a lot of new pendulum cards. And so it even says here, like, it features several new cards and dozens more from the popular pendulum monster eras of Arc V. So they're new magician monsters, just a lot of new cards that are gonna be able to be abused by Wisdom Eye, by Pendulum Call, and by Skullcrobat Joker. So these are going to have a huge, profound effect on National Season. And so it'll be interesting to see where that deck lies. Like how good it'll be, if it will be able to overcome Zodiacs. Because Zodiacs are still very much a threat. But nonetheless, we do have this new list, guys. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. How do you feel about this? Did you just happen to buy some Terratops or something? Like, did you just happen to buy grasses? Are you happy, sad? Let me know what you think about this list down below, but be prepared, it will be effective June 12th. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.